No, actually, due to time zone constraints, I'm the only one on North American time.
Gotcha. Well, let's start with that. Where's the rest of the team based? How big is the team?
Um, well, our core team consists of three main members, and that would be Spicy and Dupree and myself. And there was a fourth founder, but he, needed to take some personal time with his family and such. So he unfortunately had to take a temporary step back, and he's taken a more what's the word I'm looking for? Just an easier role to fulfill for the time being.
Gotcha. Well, I hope everything is okay with
Yeah, no,
him.
it's nothing serious. It's just his own he has to take care of life and all that stuff like any other person would.
Yeah, I forget that part exists sometimes. It gets so deep down the rabbit hole, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel
Oh, I
sometimes.
completely agree.
So yeah, let's learn a little bit more about you as people are kind of piling in, I
Sure.
guess. When did you get started with NFTs? What brought you here?
So, I got started with NFTs, I want to say back at the end of March, beginning of April of last year. And I gotta tell you, it feels like a lot longer, as I'm sure many people here feel, that those degen years, it's like one day in the normal world feels like 10 days in the NFT world, or maybe even more. But what got me there was just, expanding from what I used to do, which was just, stocks and options trading and some crypto on the side, to, you know, hearing more and more people talking about the NFT space and how it was just so explosive and new, and innovative, with how much lateral and vertical growth that the space can still make. It's still very early. And so hearing that, of course, any good investor wants to see, oh, get in early. Okay, let's see what this is about. And from there, I started diving into looking at games in the DeFi space that were going to be coming out, and I found Illuvium. So from that point, um, once I was in the Illuvium Discord server, I started to learn a lot more about NFTs and DeFi gaming and things like that. And I made my home in their DGen channel of the Illuvium Discord server. And from there, it's where I met all of the best friends I have in this space. They took me under their wing, taught me what to look for, explained to me all the finer details of, this particular sector, and the rest is history.
That's amazing. I love it. It's so cool to see, communities being built within communities. And it's great that, you were able to transition what you were doing with stocks and options trading into NFTs and leverage your knowledge there. Because I do see, I mean, there is a lot of crossover, obviously, but you also see a lot of hesitation for people, or people don't want to jump in or like embrace change. But like you said, the best investors are going to get in early and at least do their due diligence, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, yeah. I mean, tell us more about how EthLizards got started, how you made these relationships in the Discord, what that actually looks like, what your community is today, I guess, and then because you started with an initial collection, right, or a smaller version.
Yes, the original founder, who is actually the one I mentioned earlier, had to take a little bit more of a backseat, for his personal reasons and whatnot. But it started off with him making the Genesis EthLizards, and it was a freedom mint, just something he wanted to make for his friends in the Illuvium Degen channel. And from there, it just kind of slowly but surely became like something that we all got around to buying, and eventually it's kind of became like almost like a cosmetic status symbol for our group of friends. And after that, it just kept going and going. And next thing you know, most of the people in the DGen channel had the Genesis EthLizard one or multiples, and we found a lot of success together, sharing alpha and finding, good projects to get in on. And through all of us having success, we kind of, decided, hey, maybe we can expand on the Genesis EthLizards and make something with a solid foundation for community and attempting to make a fresh take on a utility that we don't see utilized a lot in this space yet. And let's see, where's the community now? Well, we just finished our mint, public and pre-sale, and it went extremely well. The contract was extremely gas efficient. Um, Credit to the developer on our team, Spicy, and people just had an overall great experience. And then it happened again for the public sale, and we actually ended up selling out in like 3 or 4 minutes, which was beyond our expectations. It really showed us how much excitement people had for the project.
Yeah, you love to see it. I can speak to it. It was a very smooth process, and I think, you know, a lot of the excitement is around the community you built and the connection to Illuvium and kind of the value proposition there, which we can get into in a little bit. But first off, we at Metaverse HQ, we're obviously big into alpha. um, who's got the best alpha in the group? Who's that kind of the guy or girl who's making those calls to you know make the most profit for your community?
It's hard to say. I don't want to go so far as to say everyone because it'd be hard to like, actually honestly say every single person has found us a great play. But at the same time, let's see, off the top of my head, one member who actually just recently joined our moderator team on Discord, his name is Skan, Skaan, Barry, and he, for whatever reason, just always manages to come upon these great plays, and sure enough, it just feels like he can't miss. And there's just been too many instances for me to actually recount all of them, but I would say he's definitely one of the people that throws out the most consistently good opportunities and shares it with the group. But like I said, so many people in that server or from the Illuvium Degen channel have contributed so much with well thought out, analysis of some of these projects that come across, and really getting into the nitty gritty of why they think it'll work. And so it's not just like a blind follow, like you're doing it, I'm doing it then. It's we actually kind of learn what to look for. And so through someone just even just sitting in the channel, like the NFT channel on our EthLizard server, a lot of people have started, saying, wow, I'm starting to get a better grip on this. And we do have a lot of first time NFT buyers in our community. So for me and the rest of the core team, it's very important that we provide a space for people to learn, because that's what it's all about is, bringing some normalcy to the NFT space and getting more people exposed in a positive way.
Yeah, I love that, and it's so important to focus on the education piece because that's what's ultimately gonna grow the space the most, bring in the most people, and it's easy to forget like when you're this deep down the rabbit hole and you're talking NFTs 24/7. Like I have to remind myself a lot that like not everyone knows even what an NFT is or how it works or how to mint from contract or how to do all these things that I would consider normal at this point. But for people who are in the space, they have no idea about 90% of this stuff. So, really happy that you guys are focusing on that. And going back to the alpha conversation, I mean, you're so right with these communities. You have so many people who are able to contribute in so many ways and bring so many different perspectives that, I mean, you never know who's going to bring the next hot play up to the table. And yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for. You said Quam in the Discord, your new mod.
Oh, actually in the Discord, his handle is Barry Butterhands.
All right. Well, Barry Butterhands, you better be diamond handing all the projects that you tell me to buy. Okay. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out for him. That sounds great. Uh,
Oh yeah,
Maybe to go back a little bit, I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about your devs, and I want to talk about your art. Let's start with the art because I think that's super fun. Um,
sure.
where do you guys have an artist? Where did the art come from? Why lizards? I guess to start with, and then how did this beautiful imagery come to play?
Well, okay, let's see. It started with obviously the Genesis EthLizards collection, and it, I believe if I'm recalling this correctly, the original creator had, just wanted to make something funny. He saw on Big Bang Theory, that TV show where they had that rock paper scissors, and then I think it's like lizard something. Um, but that's kind of where he just said, okay, I'm going to do lizards, and from there, if you've seen the Genesis F lizards, you know that they're adorable in a very simplistic way. And so we decided that we should probably step up the detail of the art a bit for version two. And, the same founder of the Genesis F lizards made the base design. And then from there, I kind of went out of my way just for fun to here and there just make my own little derivatives of it. And it came about to him saying like, hey, if you want, we can work on this together, and we can handle the art side of it. And so I was like, sign me up. It sounds like a lot of fun. And from there, we just had a lot of fun coming up with a variety of traits that we could, use and make look as tasteful as possible. Some of them are goofy, wanted to have a little bit of fun there. But yeah, we just wanted to step it up a bit and make sure that they were just as fun to look at as much as they will be useful in utility.
I love it. Yeah, if you're not having fun in NFTs, you're not doing it wrong, or you're in a bear market. So, yeah, I think that I love how you know comical they are, how kind of silly they are, and my favorite thing are the gifs in the Discord. The emojis and the gifs are top notch, sir. Well done. I know Meg's a big fan as well, but we've been using those like crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, we we have a very healthy meme and GIF community. In the beginning, we wanted to be able to loosely give out a lot of whitelist spots to the people that were early to the server by way of clever or excellent fan art, and the same for memes and the GIFs and stuff like that. So um, from there, it was just like a bombardment of all this great stuff, and there were a lot of times I can recall that I actually just spit out my coffee, whatever I was drinking, or almost dropped something just because I was laughing so hard, and genuine laughter. So, of course, it holds a very dear spot in my heart, and I have to agree with you. It's just, I think, top notch as well.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check out their Discord. Yeah, you're gonna need to use those wherever because I mean, I'll be honest, some are a little suggestive, but I'm kind of here for it. You need to express all emotions in Discord sometimes, so it is very the utility's already there. Honestly, that's the first utility you get, I would say. Um, but we can talk a little bit about utility specifically. Let's go to your roadmap. It's a pretty simple value prop on the website, but can you tell us a little bit more, dive a little bit deeper, and kind of tell us how that plays into your long-term vision for the lizards?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, on that point of the roadmap, yes, you're right. It is extremely simple and honestly pretty vague right now, at least what we have posted. And reason being is that we still, outside of what we've already mentioned, we have some really exciting things that I will be able to give slight spoilers to. That is going to just have a much needed expansion and a lot more detail on that roadmap. Um, but to start at the top, I would say the initial utility that we wanted to provide was to set up game tournaments with Ethereum prize pools. And that was going to eventually have a focus on the DeFi game space because obviously, we're in cryptos and NFTs. We wanted to focus more on that world and that aspect that's really just been getting some good traction recently. And I'm sure a lot of us have seen great trailers for some AAA rated games, Illuvium being one of them. And in the downtime before we get to that point where a lot of these games are available for us to have tournaments for, we were also going to have other varieties of, say, normal games that are very popular in the world. Let it be anything like League of Legends, or even something as simple as poker. And we were going to do that in the downtime before we got to the other games. And let's see what else. The the thing we are constantly providing a useful utility to our holders. And that was the basis for how we got started. And from there, we've been exploring other routes, such as deciding that we're going to have a DAO of sorts. And the DAO will also be rather unique in what we offer as far as, what can I say that won't get me in trouble?
Hey, I'm not going to get in trouble. Anything you say here, it's a safe space. If you need to leak anything, we will be that confidant.
Well, I will say this. We are looking into the possibility of being able to provide opportunities for seed investments
I like
in
the way you worded
this,
that, and very intrigued.
yes, in the space of DeFi gaming and possibly other projects similarly in the crypto field. But we still need to get those details ironed out before we can promise anything or give you the exact details, which we would love to share right now, but we just need to make sure that we've dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's.
Yeah, I'd imagine there is, a lot of legal barriers, just with how Web 2 versus Web 3 and all these sort of hoops, that red tape that you might need to jump through. So I'd imagine it's a long and arduous process, and I just hope we can get to the finish line, with it working out.
Oh, absolutely. We want to make sure that we can, achieve that goal, but at the same time, I fall back to us having the other utility of having a community that provides amazing alpha. We also plan on providing deep dive analysis of other projects and other DeFi games coming out. Getting all the details that someone would need to make an educated decision on whether or not they would like to invest in such a thing. And that and the tournaments that we plan on hosting, we feel like that will be able to provide people with enough benefit until we can sort out the rest of the DAO and how we plan on expanding on that.
Great. Yeah, I think it's definitely good that you guys have sort of a solid backup plan and foundation there, in the tournaments. And I'd love to ask a little bit more questions about that. But before we go to there, um, you know, what would you say is the percent chance as of now, if you had to guess, that all your plans around kind of the seed round investments and, the utility with that, um, come to fruition?
This would be me just off the top of my head, but personally, I feel like the chances are higher than 50% that we will be able to accomplish this goal. Now, I know that's really close to just saying 50-50, but at the same time, it's what I feel comfortable saying with confidence. I will say over 50%.
Hey, I mean, I'll take it, man. Like, even if it's 50%, it's like those odds aren't too bad, especially if you got a good community behind you. Um, and then I guess so. With that, do you have any like realistic timeline? And also, have you been speaking with lawyers and legal teams about, um, that kind of like has that played into the number you just gave?
Yes, we have been looking into that with great detail. We are seeking, professional legal help in that so that we make sure we don't run afoul at all. And I'm sorry, you had one more question in there.
Oh yeah, time frame. So it's like
Time frame.
maybe you can pull it off in 5 years, but is there a chance it gets pulled off in like the next year or so?
We would love to be able to pull it off within the next, yeah, I'd like to aim personally for, I'd like to say 12 to 24 months out at the very latest. Like, I really want to do this right. We all do. But we also want to make sure that we can effectively continue to provide a growing experience of benefit for our holders. And to answer your other question, as far as timeline goes for the tournaments, we are hoping to actually have our first tournament within a month of our sellout, which was a couple days ago. So we'll be looking to organize that relatively soon, and we will be giving detailed announcements to the community to ensure that everyone is on the same page about when it's happening and how it's going to happen.
Awesome. Um, sorry, I know I'm harping on the seed investment, and just because I'm so interested in that piece. Can you tell me maybe? I'm sure that all the details aren't ironed out, but are there going to be benefits to owning multiple lizards, owning rare lizards? Have you thought about how the allocation would go in that way?
Yes, we are exploring the option of having, let's say if we're talking about the DAO, the rarity of your lizard, how many lizards you have, is probably going to affect the weight of your votes, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, and you said something else about the seeded opportunities, the seeding opportunities.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering about the allocation in terms of rarity for the lizards, owning multiple. What's the best way to increase my allocation? If I own 5 lizards, do I want all rare ones? Is that going to matter?
Right now, we don't have anything solid on that. We're still ironing out those final details, but I can tell you guys that owning multiples will help common or rare.
Okay, great. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's quite exciting. Lots to do.
Yeah, so much to iron out, and yeah, very exciting. Maybe we can go back to the tournaments now a little bit. What is your plan for maybe that first tournament, or how many lizards do you plan to have in one tournament? I guess is a good question as well.
Yes, that is an excellent question because, as we know, we have a collection of 5,050, and that would be a lot of heads in a game. I mean, granted, of course, there aren't 5,050 individual owners, but good news is, as far as handling all that goes, we are working with a project called Polemos. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but they're going to have a strong focus on the DeFi gaming space. And they are actually partnered with us to make sure that these tournaments happen because that's where their expertise lies is they have people um, at their disposal that have a strong background in actually hosting and structuring large scale tournaments with hundreds or thousands of people. So when we have a chance to have some more detailed meetings with those people, we will be able to provide our lizard holders with much needed information sooner rather than later.
Awesome, that's great to hear. And then in terms of, I guess the prize pool for these, what does that look like?
Well, given the size of our lizard vault, I was discussing with the other core members, and we decided that for the time being, we're going to keep the prize pool relatively modest, 5 in Ethereum per tournament. And we would be able to do these on a month to month basis. But once again, these are options that we will be able to present to our community, and they will have the opportunity to decide as a majority where they want to see it go as far as how regularly these tournaments happen and if they're happy with the allocated amount for each tournament based on um, its regularity.
Awesome. Okay. And then I'm about to hop in an elevator, so if I get rugged for a second, I'll be right back.
No problem.
Yeah, maybe you could talk a little bit more about the devs and kind of how that side of things.
Oh, well, there's not a whole lot to tell as far as the devs go. We have a small but very efficient and capable team so far. We are looking to expand eventually. We just want to get the solid outline of our roadmap set up so that we can give the community a visual reference to, kind of keep up to date on what we plan on doing and how and when. And that way, there's not that uneasy feeling of, I like this project, but I'm not getting a whole lot of info. And as you know, that's it's never cool to leave your community hanging. So, as possible.
All right, can you hear
Those
me?
darn elevators. I can hear you.
Hello? Hello? Great. All right, we made it out alive. Sorry, it was 70 floors. I don't know. Mitch picked a bougie hotel for us to stay at, so I didn't even know they made buildings this tall, honestly.
The clouds from your room.
That is the plan, I guess. But yeah, so I mean, it sounds like you got solid devs as sort of background there, just to take care of anything that you might need, but aren't too integral to the vision that you guys are building. And yeah, I mean, I think we've gone over kind of most about the project. Is there anything else that you'd like to touch on, or do you want to kind of open it up to questions now?
I would love to open it up to questions.
Alrighty then, we got our good lizard friend here, Hoodie on Who. Hopefully, we can get him or her up here. And if anyone else from the audience would like to ask a question, John Galaxy is ready to take your hard hitting questions. Hoodie, welcome to the stage. How are you?
Yeah, how you guys doing? Welcome. So yeah, I hold a Genesis Lizards by chance, but I didn't get it for free, but I'm still loving it. So my quick question is that so, as far as I know, each lizards grant you like an entrance to the tournament. But what happens to people who own like multiple lizards? And I heard people were planning on like having a stake mechanism, like they can rent their spot out to other people, so it's not wasting like an entrance. So I'd like to know more, or like maybe more details of tournament is gonna eventually be out. Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, so as far as the Genesis EthLizard goes, we are still going to be expanding on added utility exclusively for our Genesis lizards, but I just wanted to give everyone the peace of mind that it won't be coming out of the lizard vault that was, generated by our community. So there's no worries there. And as far as the what you mentioned about, say, leasing out the lizard or renting it out to have a spot in a tournament, we don't see that being an issue. We just want to make sure that we know it's possible before we go ahead and commit to that idea. Does that answer your question, or did I miss the mark?
Yeah, yeah, that answers my question. Yeah, and yeah, I love the work the dev team is doing, and yeah, best for all of you.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for being a Genesis EthLizard holder.
It's my pleasure. I don't know. It's my like number one PFP right now.
You know what? I love mine too. It's just I feel like people want to see this big glamorous lizard that I'm using right now as my current profile picture. And just for the record, the lizard I'm using as my profile picture doesn't actually exist in the collection. It's just something I threw together myself off of the traits that we had.
All right, yeah, that was a great question, Hoodie. And I love your lizard, by the way. It's got some great aesthetics. I think it suits you well. I know we just met, but it's a good lizard.
Thanks, sir. All right, I'm gonna get off the stage. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you. We got Wade Watts coming up next, hopefully.
Hey guys, how's it going? Wade here.
I don't want to talk to Wade.
Hey Galaxy.
Hey man.
I just wanted to ask, like, what's your favorite memory, just from the community or through the time you've spent in the lounge?
Oh, well, so far it was right after our lizards were revealed, and everyone was just so stoked and so excited and happy to share all their lizards, and
Yeah.
the general chat was flooded. I tried to make another channel for people to just post, but everyone just wanted to share it in general. So it's like, all right, everyone's doing it. We'll just let it ride.
Yeah,
And
it was pretty crazy.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, definitely a memory I'm gonna have for the rest of my life. And aside from that, I would say I loved going through the lizard meme and the lizard fan art. Like I said earlier, just so many moments where like I had a good, hard, genuine laugh, and my mood was instantly improved. And the lightheartedness that we experience in our server is just it's a good experience. I like it personally.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's like my favorite place to hang out, obviously. It's pretty funny. Like during the reveal, like I think some people were actually sad to see the eggs disappear. They really liked the animation and stuff, which I found
They
pretty
did.
funny as well. But yeah, I ended up staying up till like 2 a.m. my time. I couldn't go to bed. I had to see my lizards. So but yeah, just thought I'd pop in and say hi. But thanks for everything.
Hell yeah, absolutely, man. Well, and everyone, Wade has been an extremely large help. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. You probably are, but he is one of our moderators. He's been with us since pretty much the beginning. He is a longtime Illuvium degen. We've definitely known each other for a quick second now, and he's just been a great help. The entire team has just been amazing in making sure that the community is well taken care of.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Honestly, like our community too, I find is pretty self-sufficient. Like we have a lot of community members that will help out and like pitch in if stuff is going on. So it's been
Absolutely.
pretty impressive from that side. So yeah, really excited for things to come.
Oh yeah, you and me both, man. Excellent community.
All right, well, props to you, Wade. Clearly a superhero, not only in the game.
Yeah, no, not at all. All these guys, team has done a great job. Really smooth launch and everything. Really excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wade.
No worries.
Thanks for your question. Thanks for your support, and thanks for your time tuning in. We got another lizard up here, a lizard from MVHQ, actually, our very own Vesti. I know you got some great questions coming up. Let's hear them.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can.
Awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan. I don't know if you've seen my Twitter feed. You guys seem like very community oriented. You know how to provide value. And the main reason I checked you guys out is because you're associated with Illuvium and Kieran, which is a project I've invested in very early. So I think people from the outside kind of like see the lizards and they don't take it too seriously, because they're cute. Yeah, but from what I've seen, you have some pretty extensive connections and you know how to get things moving. So I guess my question is, where do you see your project like a year out from now?
That was an excellent question. So yeah, to go back to the Kieran and Luvium thing, yes, Kieran is our official advisor, and he has definitely been an invaluable part of the team. It's been such an honor to be able to work with him after just being like a fan for so long. And he's definitely part of what makes our project alluring, I'll say, because there's been a lot of success with Illuvium, and still way more to come. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the closed beta yet, but yeah, it's looking really good. And a year out from now, I would have to say that I see us being a well-established NFT and having a solid system that most people are aware of, as far as like our tournaments, our structure, and hopefully very soon the opportunity to expand with a DAO and lots of horizontal and vertical growth we can make there. I wish I could have more details at this particular AMA, but I think if we came back and had another one in a week or two, I would be able to have a lot more exciting information for you guys.
Also, yeah, I just want to make it clear, I wasn't knocking on the art.
Oh,
I
no, I
actually
didn't
really
take
like
that
the
away at all.
simplicity of
No.
it. I
Yeah.
seriously like it.
I'm
Very
glad.
simple.
I'm glad. I didn't take what you said in a different way at all.
Yeah, Vesti is a lizard simp for sure, as am I. So, lizards.
Yeah, and you have a very nice one, by the way, I might add. Very clean.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks a little small though. Small little lizard boy.
Let's not talk about size here, Jacob. Come on.
It's the quality, not the size.
Yeah, it's the heart of the lizard.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
maybe he has a lot of energy and he can run for days. Who knows?
yeah, he's also got some big eyes. Like I like those
Oh yeah,
eyes. Very
huge
cute.
eyes.
He just looks happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. That is probably one of my favorite traits, is the big googly eyes.
Yeah. If anyone here is interested in buying it, I am listing it at 95 ETH. So just hit me up. We'll do something private.
That's good. It's a nice,
that's
modest price. I like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to set the floor. I mean,
All right.
these things are undervalued.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's get it.
I think Wade wants to make a purchase on your lizard. He's requested to speak as soon as you said the price.
Hey, send me a message, Wade.
Say Jeff might be interested at that price.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so stoked that you guys love your lizards, and I am stoked that you guys have so much faith in us, and we will do our very best to deliver on all those things.
Awesome. Yeah.
And we're
All
also
jokes
open
aside,
to
it's a
many
great
suggestions. If you guys ever have a moment where you think of something that you think would improve the community, or just a good idea you want to share with all of us, I mean, we have our suggestions channel, and it's checked pretty regularly by the mods and the rest of the core team. So your voices will be heard.
I've got a suggestion.
Yes.
One of my favorite parts about the Cool Cats when I was a part of them, alas, I sold out of my cat. I'm no longer part of the community, and I hurt every day because of it. But I'm now a full-time lizard, I think, and I need to be able to scream something, at like the end of the spaces, or like as a communal lizard chant. They've got the "We Like the Cats" thing. That's great, but we need a lizard chant, and I need to lean on you guys to come up with this.
You know what? Note taken, and I agree. We definitely need a slogan/chant. And you know what? How about this? For you listeners out there, if you're not in our server, join. And why don't you guys put in the suggestions what you think a good slogan could be? And if the team decides that it's the one we want to go with, you will get a free EthLizard from yours truly.
Damn.
Let's fucking go!
That's huge.
I think Kyle might be our first suggester here. Hopefully, Kyle, you got something good for us?
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Hello.
All right, perfect. Sorry, I got new earbuds in or whatever. So yeah, I missed that as I was connecting that last part you said, but I did have a quick question. So, but and then after that, I don't know if you would have filled me in on that little piece of alpha you just gave, but yeah, my question would be, your project in the EthLizards is going to focus on DeFi gaming. But my question was, as like the gaming pops off, we're going to start seeing more games roll out. Are you guys going to have some kind of focus on like the all these games coming out like Phantom Galaxies, and do you see yourself like the project being involved in those kind of games as well?
Yes, absolutely. Really anything that the community shows an interest in, or things that have some real potential, we should say, will definitely be things that we focus on as far as, being able to provide in-depth information and an analysis and anything else that someone might need to figure out, or to just get a good feel for the project in general.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks for answering the question.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Good question, too, by the way.
Yeah, great question, Kyle. And if you were wondering, the little bit of alpha he dropped before that is we need a lizard chant. We need something to scream at the top of our little lizard lungs, when we're feeling excited and feeling together. And anyone who can come up with said chant, the best chant that gets chosen, will get their own EthLizard from John Doe himself. I've heard it's going to be a top 100 rarity one as well. Is that true, John?
You cut out a little bit there. Could you repeat that?
I said I heard the lizard is going to be a top 100 rarity, the one you're giving away. Is that true?
Oh, what's really funny? I don't even think I got a top 100 rarity lizard for myself. As you guys know, the Genesis owning a Genesis EthLizard gave you the ability to have 2 free mints and three whitelisted mints. And I only used my 2 free mints because knowing that it was a 5,000 roughly size collection, I didn't feel right, wanting to mint as much as I could when I wanted it to be more for the community. And so I just took the dregs, you could say, not really the dregs, but we had an allotment for the team that we had set aside for like the first 100 mints. And we made sure that there was nothing too outstanding in that group because we wanted the best ones to be for our community on their mint.
I love it. That's a beautiful thing. And I will just let you know, you are talking to a top 50 rarity EthLizard holder right now.
Oh, snap.
Jeez.
What a
Basically,
flex.
basically royalty, guys. But I try to be humble about it, so I didn't want to bring it up at the start. Got the iron,
Sure.
not a big deal. But moving on, Kyle's profile picture, brings a lot to mind from another similar project.
Yes.
And I would just love to hear, you guys seem to have a similar value proposition. What is kind of, I guess, what makes you different? And, do you see them as competition, or do you see them more as, a potential partner?
An excellent question. So it's kind of funny. When we first came up with the general base utility that we knew we could accomplish right off the bat, the gaming tournaments and whatnot, we're like, all right, awesome. No one is doing this. Absolutely no one. And sure enough, like a day or two later, Becker comes out and says, hey, guess what, everyone? And all of a sudden you have like, yeah, $1 million prizes and stuff like that and sponsors. I'm like, oh man, here we go. But I don't take it as competition. I don't think they view us as competition at all. But this is 2 different projects in the entirety of the NFT space that are taking this approach. And I honestly feel like there will be a lot we can learn from each other. And I just think it's going to grow the space in general. And I mean, as NFTs become more streamlined, normal, and known to the world, to the point where you could talk to anyone and they'd automatically know what an NFT is. I'm talking hopefully the very near future. But other people will start to think of their own way, their own take on what we're doing. And I can't wait to see what they come up with. It's all about growing the space in an honest and effective manner, not about competing with each other.
Yeah, I love it. I love your answer, and I think you guys could throw some dope ass tournaments together. So I mean, I would love to see kind of the collab mashup there as well. And yeah, no, I mean, looks like we got Pizza Lizard or Pizza Lord, excuse me. Everything's a lizard to me now. I'm a one track. So let's
That's
see if
great.
Pizza got a question here. If you can
Guys, I'm
connect.
Pizza Lizard today for sure. I just wanted to give the.
I guess while we're waiting, oh, he's got a beautiful lizard, by the way.
Hello?
You just updated. Wow. Yeah, you have a gorgeous lizard,
Can
sir.
you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear
All
you,
right.
Pizza Lizard.
Yeah, I'm Pizza Lizard for the day.
Hell yeah.
I love this team and this group and this whole project. Like, I also started out with Illuvium. That was my first like adventure into DeFi and also at the same time NFTs, because up until then, anyway, I don't want to get too into that, because what I wanted to say, guys, is my lizard doesn't look that rare, but is aesthetic as fuck, and I love it. And I have maybe
Hell
more
yeah.
rare lizards, but this is gonna be my forever lizard. And I just love what the team has done with the art and the simplicity. That's what I'm all about. So thank you, guys.
Dude, yeah.
Awesome.
I mean,
Thank you.
your profile
So happy to hear that.
updating at first, but as soon as it updated, I mean, I was shocked. Like that is a gorgeous, gorgeous lizard you have there. There's the background and the skin color,
It just
what is
matches
it?
with my profile too. Like if you open it, my banner, it just had those colors already. So I feel really
It gives
blessed.
me Blue Eyes White Dragon vibes from Yu-Gi-Oh all over again.
There we go.
If you guys haven't followed Pizza Lord, Pizza Lizard yet, give that man a follow. He's got a beautiful lizard. Vesti's coming up. I don't know. I think you guys could make beautiful lizard babies together. Maybe. I don't want to speak for you, but I think.
I mean, I'm gonna bring the pizza home. These lizards are
great.
gonna
Yeah,
eat good. Anyways, I'm gonna give the stage to so more people can talk. All right, thank you guys.
No, thank you for all your kind words. Really appreciate it. And I just wanted to say really quick, when we were devising our traits and stuff, we wanted to take into account what was aesthetically pleasing, not just what had the rarest or the most traits out of all the possibilities. And I too am more of a simplistic kind of person as far as style goes, and I also like the lizard that you're sporting, and I have a similar one to it that I also kind of like out of the general batch that I got myself. So thank you very much. I'm so happy that you love your lizard.
Yeah, I don't know about it being your forever lizard because I might have to buy that from you. So, yeah, just start DM me a price. That's all I'll say.
You
Looks
don't
like
have to undercut the 95 one though from Vesti.
don't break the floor on our boy Vesti over there.
Hey, I actually have a quick question for John Doe.
Yes.
So between me and Pizza Lizard, which lizard is more aesthetically pleasing?
Man, putting me in a rough spot here. I feel like I'm gonna lose
Pizza.
a community member no matter which way I go. Should I do it apparent? Doesn't say you're both equally beautiful.
No, answer.
No, like
we
you
all
have
know
to pick one. Answer honestly. I won't be hurt if you
We all
choose
Okay.
this.
Okay. I like his background more for color, but I like your lizard more. But he
So
brings home
if you had to choose
pizza.
one,
Can you offer that same benefit?
no.
Okay. All right. Well, then he has the background color and pizza on you. But your lizard is a very, very beautiful lizard.
So which one's better?
Whew. You're good. I would ask Rarity Sniffer.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't. I know you think mine's better. You just don't want to hurt his feelings. That's okay. I appreciate it.
And yeah, you can live in that world.
Vesti, I will say his is unequivocally better than yours. There's nothing about yours compares to his. I mean, yours is nice, but like, dude, come on, have you seen his lizard?
Yeah, I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? That's what they say.
All right,
Touche.
let's see whose lizard is bigger. Whip it out.
Oh no! Thought we said it wasn't about size, John. Come on.
Well, everyone enjoys looking at a big lizard from time to time, I think.
I do love a big lizard, But Slade, you've been up here for a little bit. We don't want to forget about you. Do you have a question to ask?
Yeah, you guys hear me all right?
Yes, we can. Hello.
Hello. It's nice to talk to you guys, even though I've been like hanging out with you for the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about rarity. You guys don't have an official rarity though, right?
We do not have an official rarity, but here's the thing. So our rationale and logic behind that was we kind of looked at a few projects and decided we wanted to kind of go the doodle approach. So I'm in the process of making a cheat sheet for people to be able to look at, to determine in a general way, which traits are rare, which traits are uncommon, which traits are common. There won't actually be like a specific ranking system aside from obviously the 8 one-of-ones that we released in the general mint will, of course, be the rarest because there's only one trait that's legendary, But yeah, so we won't be. Currently, our decision is to not use anything like Rarity Sniper or Trait Sniffer or anything like that. But there will be a cheat sheet so you guys can kind of look at it. But part of the reason was we didn't want people to feel like the price of their lizard was necessarily determined by rarity yet. We just wanted people to kind of decide what they thought was pleasing and maybe what connects with them. Like a couple of our listeners and speakers mentioned, though their lizards aren't opulent, or ostentatious at all, there is a classy, simple, understated awesomeness about them. But yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for answering.
Absolutely, man. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Great question yet again. I got to say, this has been one of my favorite spaces to host. It's been an absolute blast. It looks like we're kind of thinning out on the questions here. We've done and just as I say that, we got another one. Let's have this. This is gonna be one of the last questions. So DKC, do your worst. Give us your dirtiest lizard, and then we'll leave it to you, John, to kind of give a final statement, close things out, and we'll let people on their merry lizard way.
Hey guys, great to hear more about the plans. Just on
Sounds good.
Just on the strategy for the DAO as being a GameFi investment vehicle, what are the plans for how the growing treasury under that strategy as those investments generate value? How will that accrue to the NFT holders? Are you guys thinking about tokenomics, or will it just be implicit that the NFTs will trade in line with Treasury?
So to address the first part of your question, did I understand correctly when you were wondering how we would add to the Lizard Vault to grow it? Was that a part of your question?
Yeah, just the question's really just around the strategy for a DAO making investments in the GameFi space, and how, as that treasury grows in value, how that will accrue back to the NFT or to the community, either through the NFTs or through. Is this question whether you're incorporating tokenomics in your roadmap in the future?
Okay. Well, I'll be truthful with you. We haven't come up with a solid decision on that yet. But once again, we have a staff meeting that we're going to be having this weekend. And in that meeting, we're going to come up with a lot more solid decisions and choices to present to our holders. And ultimately, they'll have the final say on whether or not they want to implement it or not. But yeah, unfortunately, not much info to give you right at this moment. But hopefully, starting next week, there will be a lot more that we can share with you in post.
Cool, thanks. And I'm just keen to hear more about the relationship with Polemus and Illuvium. Is is the focus around the tournaments, or is that or is there a play there around the whole GameFi seed investment space with Kieran and Polemus and others, obviously being active, in a sort of growing ecosystem?
Yeah, so we actually got partnered up with Polemos relatively early in our project's inception, just because in the Polemos server, there's actually a healthy amount of Illuvium degens there, people that I'm familiar with. And so it was just kind of one of those things where they had already come up with what they wanted to do as their project. And when they heard about ours, it just kind of seemed to fit together really nicely. And as far as how that goes with any sort of partnership with Illuvium as a company would go, so far it's just going to be focused around the tournament for that. And as far as the potential opportunity of being able to provide the DAO with opportunities for seed investing, that would be exclusively on Kieran, and I don't believe that has a direct correlation to Illuvium. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I tasked you with asking a banger question for the last question. I think that was an absolute banger. So you slapped it out of the park. Only thing you could have done better was wearing a lizard as your PFP. So,
I've actually
Get that guy
got
out
one
of
of the
here.
legendary lizards in the mint, so I probably should update my PFP. You're right.
All right, well, we'll get to it, and I'll check in with you. I'll DM you in a couple hours and see if you were able to do it. I'm following you now, so
Love it. Cool. It's great. Great session, guys. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks for
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the excellent question. All right, John. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting this with you. Thank you, Wade, as well, for your contributions to the Lizard Army. Is there anything you would like to leave us with? Some final few parting words for these lovely lizards in the audience.
Yes, first off, thank you all so much for your continued support and confidence in the EthLizards project. The entire team appreciates it. Words can't express, I think the easiest way to equate it would be like how someone feels when their kid or something does, something amazing, and it warms your heart in a way that you didn't know was possible. I never knew that providing people with a cool NFT and some awesome utility would ever be so rewarding mentally. It makes me happy when people are happy with what they got. And I just, once again, can't thank you guys enough for showing your support and your confidence in us. It means a lot, and it's just motivating for us to want to work harder. So thank you all very much. Oh,
Well,
and do not forget to make that lizard slogan.
yes, everybody. If you didn't hear or weren't here earlier, we need a lizard slogan. The lizards are in desperate need of something to shout at their top of their little lizard lungs. And you all can help save us and be a part of lizard history and the lore for years to come. All you need to do is come up with something that you love to shout that is lizard related and post it in the Discord. Discord's where you're taking those?
Yeah, we'll take it in suggestions in one of the channels.
All right, post it in suggestions. I would suggest you guys make an announcement. That would be my first suggestion about this incredible competition going on. And yes, if you do this and you win, we will not only shout your lizard slogan at the top of our lungs for years to come, but you will also be gifted an EthLizard from John Doe himself. And John, I was going to say you close things out beautifully. You've got quite the way with words, but
Thank you.
my only gripe is that Eth instead of ETH. But we can look past it. I will get belligerently drunk tonight and try to forget that you ever mentioned Eth instead of ETH. And yeah, if you guys
You know what? I
aren't
mispronounced so
familiar
many
with,
things, dude.
I don't even think there's a right pronunciation. I just don't like the sound of eth. It just sounds too close to meth. It sounds like you're not really saying a
Well,
full word, right?
I'm waiting for
Yeah,
that
there's no
knockoff
defense.
NFT that says EthLizards.
All right, we got a good derivative project coming up. Let's make it a stealth mint and free for the first 500. Okay, we'll mint it
There
out
we
in no
go.
time. But yeah, I would just like to thank you all once again for coming. Like I said, this is one of
There
my
you go.
favorite spaces. I can't say that about all of them. It's very informative, very entertaining. And if you guys haven't heard of Metaverse HQ, or if you're new to our community, we are the premier group of NFT traders and degens alike. We focus on educating the NFT masses on, the most basic to the most advanced traders, and we're trying to get everyone to that upper echelon. We know our key price is a little bit prohibitive at the moment, but if you can afford it, I would highly recommend it. It's a great group of people. I see a similar thing being built with the Lizards, so that's why we're so happy to collaborate with them, help them grow their community as well. I know we got some crossover in there. And yeah, we got a great website. It's mvhq.io, and you are welcome to check us out there. Once again, that is mvhq.io. And you can learn more about us. If you have any more questions, feel free to DM me, DM the Metaverse HQ account. And yeah, we are very excited about the Lizards, very excited about NFT gaming. And make sure you give those Lizards a follow as well. And I got their tweet pinned up there, I believe. Yes, it's Illuvium's tweet, but the EthLizards account is linked in there. And make sure you give them a follow, join their Discord, and get us that slogan because we need it as soon as possible. But yeah, that'll be it for now. Thank you again for your time, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Jacob. It was a blast. And thank you, everyone, for listening and your questions. It was all much appreciated.
Of course. And see, this would be the part that before our great, gracious recorder Poop cuts us off. This would be the part where we scream our lizard chant, and it's just me blabbering now. So hopefully he cuts it off soon and I can stop talking. But we'd all be